Whoa! We finally got another episode of Socially Speaking with Dominique. And I got a surprise guest. Well, not really a surprise. We've been talking about it for a few weeks. But this is Brittany Martin. Goes by Britt Britt. Let me just list some of the things she's done because she's a straight baddie. She's from LA, first of all. She's a Pisces, like February or March Pisces. February, right?
February.
February
That's right.
Pisces. She has a master's degree from the University of Southern California. USC. She's ran 3 marathons, 2 LA, 1 Chicago, and an ultra, like showing off, like doing an ultra really. You wasn't okay with just simple marathons. She had to do ultra too. So Britt Britt is one of my, let's say, my newer friends because you guys know I don't like people. I don't like women. We'll get into that later. But I met Britt after the 24 marathon. We all went out to celebrate. She was at this table. She seemed cool, whatever. But then I started seeing like she was working out really hard. And I was like, damn, I'm trying to get back into my workout. I still hate you for that. Trying to get back into my workout. I think I want to go where she works out at. So we started working out together and we have gotten closer and closer and closer. Although she's my new friend, she is my dearest friend. I adore Brit. I don't like people. I don't like women. I don't like people.
Yeah.
But this one, like I'm not playing with. This one right here. Like Brit is my girl.
Practically family now, y'all, to be honest.
She been to the 4th of July picnic and everything. Like, that's family. She's about to get in a fight with us. That's family. That is family. So because I keep saying I don't like people and women, we're gonna start right there. It's not scripted. We're just gonna go off some notes I got. But we're gonna talk about why I don't like people and in particular women. See, Britt is different. Britt has 45 female friends. She loves people. She likes women.
Girl. I love women. Yes, I'm a girl's girl.
I'm a girl's girl too for the girls I like.
I feel like that shouldn't. I feel like you shouldn't have to say the girls I like. I think that's already included, right? Because you wouldn't be around people that you don't like, right?
People are around people they don't like all the time.
Yeah, true. But you don't have to be around people that you don't like.
And the reason why I wouldn't say I don't like them, I just think women are extremely catty and very difficult to deal with, especially when they're jealous or envious of whatever you may have. And that's why I feel like the conversations I don't agree with, like we were just out the other day and we was at a family function and they were talking about curl patterns. Like, how can I relate to a curl pattern conversation?
But then there's other conversations that you can connect with. I've been places where people talk about sports and I don't watch sports, but I engage in some if I know the team. Like I know certain teams, I know some things that are going on, but I'm not a sports person. So it's like you don't have to connect on every little thing together. You might find 1 or 2 things that you guys connect on, and that's just how it happens. Where you make friends.
Yeah. Britt is just all around a good person, as you can see. She's nice. They say I'm not nice, but I think I'm very nice. I'm unfriendly. That's what it is. Like it's not easy. You're nice.
I would say you are nice. I think it is kind of conditional, meaning like you're not nice to just everybody, if that makes sense.
I'm selective nice.
Yes.
Like people joining in on our 5 a.m. workout class.
You're not nasty nice. I feel like yes, you're selective nice.
Yes, I'm not nasty at all, unless you give me a reason to be nasty.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the nasty side. You actually get the good version of Damo because she was something.
But growth.
Huh? Growth, very much so.
Growth.
Not enough growth to want to run the all women's marathon. Not that much growth because I'm never doing that. It's just too many women. I need to be around men, especially because I'm single. If I was in a relationship, I wouldn't care. But because I am single, like I don't want to spend my social and free time around a bunch of women, if that
Okay.
makes sense. You know, I
I
already
mean,
have cousins I hang out with. Like that's my women group. Like that's probably why I don't have a lot of women friends because I have a ton of cousins. Like you've seen how many cousins I have, and that
yeah,
was
she
just
does have, and that makes sense. I mean, that totally makes sense because there's, you have a big family, so all your cousins are essentially like your best friends, your friends, like you guys are close, very close knit. So that makes sense. But I think with a lot of with events that are going on in regards to like the all women's race, like I feel like that's just meant to create a safe space for women who run because typically in certain situations we don't feel safe. And so they're creating a community of women that are coming together to not only uplift and protect each other, but feel safe in a space where we don't have to deal with, I don't know, because I guess everybody's take with men is going to be different. Um, I have been in some unsafe situations where men were around, so maybe that's why I consider more of like I'm a girl's girl and like protect each other. Um, so I think that's probably why my take is a little bit different. But I also understand, yeah, you are a single woman. You don't want to be around a whole bunch of single women or women in general. So I get it. You want some guys in the mix. So I understand that aspect of it too.
you guys can see why Britt is my friend. Cause you see, she balances out my ignorance and my crazy. Everything she just said makes me want to run that women's marathon, but I'm probably not gonna ever do it. But it makes logical sense. And being single has not been fun because we've been outside.
Yeah,
We
we have
have
been
been,
outside.
and
I,
outside
I will
has
say I
been.
enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy being single. I enjoy it. But that also, I think that I'm involved in a lot of like different activities and other things that fulfill me. And I will say though, us being outside, I have been thoroughly entertained watching you work the room. Like that has been my entertainment outside. So you made outside fun for me.
Yeah, she's speaking of how I walk into a space, I command it, I get attention, and we, usually get some drinks or we get some conversations and some numbers. That's what she means. But Britt does not want to be outside. I literally dragged Britt outside
You did.
all weekend. One day she didn't participate, and that was the
That,
day that was a good
I was
idea
so
because
tired,
it wasn't
y'all.
hot.
I was so tired. I did not want to go back outside. And I take my rest very serious. I like to take naps throughout the day. I'm that type of person. Like I had to regenerate myself and I feel like sometimes being outside with a whole bunch of people drains my energy. So I didn't mind going outside, but I just needed a day, just one day where I could just rest. I was so tired. I had been up all day the previous day and then out all night. So,
We were because we went out the
yes.
night before too.
Yes.
So we worked out on Monday. We go out to eat, and Britt keeps saying like, "Friend, I just don't like it outside. Like, it's brought your
I
energy down,"
know.
and it has. I by the time we got to Monday, I was so over it, and I guess because I'm really not an outside person, like this was new for
I
me,
will
and I
say
was
when we were at breakfast on Monday after the workout, like you look so drained. Like you were just like you had a look of I don't want to say defeat, but like you were just completely over it. And I was just like, "What's wrong, friend?" You were like, "I'm just tired of outside." And I was like, "It's finally hit you." Because
it,
I will say I've been feeling that way for quite some time.
And you know what I will say as a good friend, you never like stopped me from going outside. You never was like, "Oh, outside is this way for me." You let me experience outside to the point where I slept all of Monday. I'm done with outside. I don't want to see outside. Don't invite me to nothing. I'm cool. I'm gonna explain why. We literally saw the same people at least two or three times.
And
Two
that's what
out
I
of
was
the
trying
three
to say to
times
you.
we
I was
went out.
like, being outside all the time, what happens is you see the same people, it's just a different event. different day, different time, different event, but you see the same people. Now, I'm not saying that's like a bad thing, but for someone who is single and looking to mingle and meet guys, you're going to see the same guys that you saw at the last event. Um,
Some of them were. I will take that back. There was some really hot cuties out there. It's just that I guess I had really high expectations for being outside because I'm like, this is the one summer where I'm like, okay, I'm outside. I'm gonna get dressed. I'm gonna go hang out. I'm gonna meet people. And granted, I did meet people, but I think it was more so quantity over quality.
yes,
Like my phone is full of stuff. It's full of,
but you don't have the quality.
but
You have the quantity, but not the quality.
and yeah, and it just was like, but also it was just a realization like, damn, you're 38. I don't know if outside is where I should be. I think occasionally it works, but I think we went out Friday, Saturday,
Sunday.
Sunday, and then we worked out on Monday. But it was a lot. It was overwhelming. It kind of got to me because I really don't like a lot of like people. I don't like a lot of things. I was like a part of me was forcing myself to do it because I was trying to tap into something that I wasn't accustomed to doing. And I felt like if I was outside, I would have a greater chance of meeting different people, meeting different men, because I was trying to get these Chris Brown tickets, and I was not gonna, I was not gonna get them Chris Brown tickets at home. So I felt like I had to force myself to do that. One thing I did learn about myself with being outside, like I'm a baddie.
I will give you that. She had the looks, y'all. She had the looks outside. She definitely had the looks.
I am a
She had
straight.
she definitely had the looks for sure.
I'm straight baddie, Brit.
You
Like
know what,
all
Britt?
of this.
I'm very proud of you though, because a lot of people would have gave up outside a long time ago, but you actually pushed yourself because they say you're not going to meet your significant other inside the house. However, I do feel sometimes the person that is meant for us might not even be outside either, might be inside like how we're inside. So it's
And
like
that's the
how do you I shouldn't say find, but how do you guys meet, like connect? And I think that's why people say sometimes when it's meant to be and it happens. Like you can't, be on the hunt for it. Or, I personally think the events that we went to, I was looking around at the elements of people there and I was just like, yeah, no.
She disengages very easily. I can back up 4 different
You
people,
guys look
and
at
Britt
it, be
is
my
just gonna be
Kindle.
like,
I would have broke out that Kindle and started reading.
Britt, don't TMO me. Don't piss me off with a Kindle. If you ever come outside and you got a Kindle, Britt,
It's, I'm telling you, I'm already trying to get a bigger purse so I can fit it in there because I'm gonna be
so
carrying
we
that
will
Kindle.
no longer be going outside if Britt thinks she's
I
gonna bring
mean,
a
I'm gonna be
Kindle.
outside, but I think I'm gonna be at a different outside. I think that's what we need to define because I know people confuse outside with the streets.
Right,
So
right, right.
knowing the difference of what that is, like we're not for the streets. We're not outside. We're not that type of outside. We're just attending events, having fun, enjoying ourselves, putting ourselves out there in the sense of like meeting people. That's our
I'm glad
outside.
you I'm glad you cleared that up because I had someone tell me like, "Oh, you outside? That means like you're, for the streets." And no, no, no.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not for the
so
streets.
far from the truth. Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up because outside just meant we were just outside. We were hanging out, and the events we went to, we were free. Like we didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah,
We
we
might
had
have
a good
bought a drink here and there, but we were invited to these things. And so yeah, it was fun while it lasted, but I'm over it. I don't really necessarily need to be outside. I realized like it's just not what I thought it was gonna be. It was a lot of ass out. It
Do you
was
feel like you
the
created
same.
like an expectation, like, because I know for me, I told you that I've been over outside a couple of years ago, so that's why I don't really go out and attend stuff that often. Um, But did you create like an expectation like, okay, if I put myself out here, this is kind of what is gonna happen. I'm probably gonna meet people, this, that, da 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 da. Like, did you create that expectation or were you just like, you know, what happens, I'm outside?
No, because I never lived my life like whatever happens, happens. And I think we had a conversation about this. Like everything has to be
Going with the
planned for
flow.
me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not a go with the flow type of person. I'm trying to as I get older, but I definitely had expectations. I had expectations that I was going to meet someone. I had expectations that I was, going to connect. It was going to be this and that. So definitely, and that's probably why I was so under whelmed because I
Yeah.
had those expectations when I probably shouldn't have had them. But that's just kind of how I'm wired. Like everything in my life, everything I do is always strategic. There's a plan, there's a thought behind it. If I do this, do that, this is what I'm going to get. So I don't know how to live with just going with the flow. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I think because it's not a good thing, I get ahead of myself a little bit and I tend to create these narratives and these endings when I haven't even started. So because I'm already like, okay, if today is 9/3, then if I meet somebody by 9:15, we should go on our
That's
date
when
by
you go
9:24.
Christmas. Is that where you going? Matching pajamas for Christmas?
Yes. And I just think, and I honestly think it also comes with the like, I don't want to say pressure, but I think I talked about this on a previous episode where I'm 38 now. My brother is married and he's 5 years younger. He has a daughter. Like he started his, let's just say his personal path. And for me, like I've never really had a personal path. Yeah, I've been with people for sure, but it just seems like at times, I'm going to admit, it seems like I'm running out of time because I'll be 39 in March, and it's like, okay, when is it going to happen? And you can't tell me my parents don't want another grandkid, and it ain't coming from my sister and my brother, especially because I'm the oldest. It's nothing like being a mom and then your daughter has a baby. Like that's a different. So for me, I think I put a lot of like added pressure on being outside or meeting people and things like that because like we don't have time to waste. And I feel like we sit sometimes in situations longer than we should. That's why people have 2 weeks with me. If you don't take me out or command my attention in 2 weeks, they
Yeah,
out. And
I feel like that's
it's I'm
fair.
not
I
giving
feel
nobody 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks to take me out. No, ain't gonna happen.
right.
So I think
We're all grown.
outside.
Like, I feel like 2 weeks is a significant time to get to know each other before a first date. And then you do the first date to see if I want to get to know this person even further and go on a second date and so forth and so forth. So I think 2 weeks is I think two
I
weeks is
think I think if my mindset about being outside would have been different, I probably wouldn't have been so exhausted on Monday. But I think I went in with a specific mindset. I went in with intentions.
hmm
So, and I just think you have to be very careful with setting intentions because you don't control anything. You can't
yeah.
dictate who's going to be there. You can't dictate
You
who's
only
going to come up to
control
talk to you.
how you respond and react to things. You can't
And you
control
know,
the
I'm never worried about people coming up to me because I mean, look,
I mean, yeah,
I
that's
mean,
but like I said,
sorry,
I'm very
but
friend, and that's why I didn't discourage you because I mean, I've had my taste of outside, so I'm like, I kind of knew what to expect. So for me, I was just going along for the ride. I was like, I'm just going with the flow. But that's also my personality. I'm very much so go with the flow type of person. I do plan and I do set goals for myself and set intentions and all of those great things. But I do have a lot of I just go with the flow with some things. No, and that was one of the things where I was like, I have to go with the flow. Like I can't create an expectation of, okay, I'm gonna meet somebody here and we're gonna talk and then it's gonna go into a date and it's gonna go into that because I feel like sometimes you can set yourself up for failure when you do that. And you create then you experience some sort of like burnout of being outside because you're just like, well, that was a bus. It didn't go anywhere, and you're
Yeah.
annoyed. And then you're just like, I don't want to go back outside again.
I've blocked everybody that I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm not,
and I feel like as you should, like you shouldn't. And I feel like your time is precious, and I have to agree with you in regards to you don't want to waste time. However, I feel like you can't rush the person that is meant for you. And what I mean by that is I know we're getting older and you're with limit you feel like you're limited with time, but sometimes you can meet somebody tomorrow and you felt like you've known them your whole entire life versus somebody that you have known for all your life or whatever and you guys grow apart. So it's like you kind of gotta I would say maybe change your perspective on that just a little bit so you don't put pressure on yourself and lead yourself into a position of feeling like a failure or depressed or any of those things because as we're getting older we're going to experience our sometimes we feel like our lives didn't turn out how we had planned it initially. Like I didn't plan to be single at this age without kids. Like I don't think a lot of people did, but kind of happened that way. You kind of have to just go with what's happening out here and find your happiness and peace within that.
that's a good point. I just wish I could go with the flow, but
I
I
mean,
have
I'm
to be
not saying
calculated.
let people treat you however and do whatever. I just feel like we can't control where we're going to meet our person.
That's true because you said that you think your person doesn't live in LA, like they live somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't think my person lives in LA.
So what if they live in like New York? How are you gonna do that?
I don't mind long distance, and I'm willing to move. Now I don't know about moving to New York though, but
Britt, we just
huh?
became like real good friends. Why are you
You
moving?
can come visit me. You can come visit me.
It is not going to be the same. We work out together Monday, Wednesday, and Friday,
I'll
5
get
a.m.
on Zoom for the workout. I'll get on Zoom for the workout. I've been
That's
trying to
not
move
going to
for
work.
the longest. I went from wanting to move to there was one point I wanted to move to Texas and then I visited out there and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. Then I went to DC. I love DC. I love it out there. And I want to move out there, but I'm like, why move from one expensive place to another expensive place? Because DC is like neck and neck with us as far as like cost. So I was like, where would I move? So that's why next year I'm trying to visit North Carolina and see what that's about.
I don't know how I feel about this, Britt.
I didn't say I was moving. I just said I'm going out there to visit to see
You
what
should
life
have
is like.
told me you had plans to move before we became
You wouldn't be my
friends.
friend. You would have been like, "Oh, ma'am, you're getting ready to leave. Like, there's no point for us being friends because I don't even like women anyway. But like, there's no point for us to be friends."
Like, why would you build me up and then the,
But
just
this is, I mean, but this is like, this is not me planning to move. I just said I'm open to it. Because it also depends on where I am in life next year. I could be like working a different job or working for myself or whatever. Like I don't know what life looks like then. I have a plan in mind of what I want things, how I want things to look. Now is it going to look like that? I don't know. I kind of have to be open to what God is about to give me. So
me and Robin is not letting you move nowhere. Don't even
Robin,
worry
she's
about that.
down. She's like, I'm cool with visiting.
Is she?
She down. She's cool with visiting. But
So
yeah,
we've
I
been
I
talking.
feel like my person's out here, so I now will we meet out here? That's a possibility. I don't know, and I don't know how that would happen.
Well,
And
I
I'm
mean,
a,
they can be on a business trip. They can be running a marathon. They can be doing plenty of things.
anything, any one of my hobbies. I could be at the bookstore getting a book. I could be at a
Brittany's
convention.
books.
I could be at a convention, and then they're at the convention. I don't know. I'm not gonna control where I'm gonna be. I just know that the functions that we went to, I know he was not there.
Well, yeah, I can see that. So I don't think I've ever asked you type. So do you like older or younger men?
Oh my God. I in the past I've always dated within my age range and it's always been a little bit older than me.
And
So I'm the
you
35.
35? 35.
How did this turn into a matchmaking show just now? What is your
It,
type?
it, It did. It did. The reason why I asked is because I found in the whole being outside and communicating with the opposite sex, I found it was better with the younger guys versus the older guys.
Yeah. It's interesting. I feel like younger guys have been approaching me more.
That's because you don't look 35.
Yeah, I get that a lot. They're like, "Oh, you're that age." But then when they find out I'm that age, they're like, "Oh," like they're really interested. And I'm just like, "Hold on there, young one." Um,
Mm.
so I feel like it varies. And then I also get older guys too. So I mean, we was out at that rooftop and that older gentleman came
Who,
over.
Willie Earl?
Huh?
Who, Willie Earl?
Not Willie Earl, girl.
Oh.
He was that older gentleman at that one rooftop that it was just me and you, and he bought us drinks and stuff, and he was talking about his
Oh, the
children.
guy that wrote that book that never sent me my book.
You gonna have to email him because that's disrespectful. Because you
He
you
should
was
have.
you were gonna order it on Amazon, and he prevented you from ordering it on Amazon.
And I would have had it by Wednesday.
You sure would have, but he's like, no, 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 get it straight from the
Yeah,
web.
exactly. But no, he was really nice too. And
Yeah,
he was handsome.
yeah, he was very much so.
But nobody has any follow through though. They go out of their way to get your number and they do nothing with it. I was telling my cousin, I don't even think I told you this story one day. So I was telling my cousin Tawana, I was like, girl, they go out of their way to get your number. One day I'm like on my way from work, the Santa
Hmm.
Monica area. And you know it's like hella traffic trying to
Yes,
get to
especially during the
LA.
summer because the tourists. Yep.
So I'm on the streets or whatever, and it's kind of like backed up traffic. So this guy, I don't even notice that he's like doing something with his hands to get my attention. Whatever. You know, I don't have no tinted windows, so you can see right into my car. He literally cuts me off, like cuts me off, and then throws on his hazards. So I can't even go anywhere. I can't go that way. I can't go this way. So I'm literally stuck. He gets out of his car, comes and gives me his number. And I give him my number. I never heard from the guy again after that day.
So he basically almost caused an accident just to get your number, not to use it. I don't, but you know what's so interesting? That is so common. Like it's so common. So I want to know from a man's perspective, why is there no follow through once they put in all that work to get the phone number? Because I don't understand it. Because I'd be like, did I give the wrong number? I'd be like, no, I didn't give the wrong number.
Let
And
me.
I'm like,
That's funny. I want to see if I call my brother, will he answer? And he kind of asked me. And I answered. We asked him that question. Matter of fact, let me call one of my cousins to see if he answers. I just need to understand why this happens.
yeah, because I don't really have a clear answer on why they do that.
You busy? I'm on again. So I'm doing a podcast with my friend Britt. Say hi, Britt.
Hi.
So we had a question. And maybe you can help us out. Let's turn it up a little bit. So why do people, especially men, this might, why do they go out of their way to get your number and then don't use it?
Ooh, that's a good question. If I were to just take a stab at it off the top of my head, I would say that some men most men have a conqueror type of spirit. And I think that could show up in different ways. So I think in the context of what you're talking about, the conqueror spirit shows up in being able to feel like they have the ability to get the number, and that satisfies that spirit. And then it's really nothing else after that. That would be like my first guess.
What is wrong with men?
So like it's like they saw a
No,
baddie and it's like I bet you I can get her number, and then they got
but
the number.
that is something I actually understand in a different realm. So that's why I'm like, okay, I can kind of make a guess.
And I know you're in a different realm, but you still, you still get it.
Yeah.
So, because me and Britt were just talking about that, because I was telling her someone like went out of their way to get my number and never used it, and we're just like, okay, what is that? Like, why are people like that?
Like basically almost caused an accident to get her phone
That's
number.
me for you. Doing stuff for the plot.
That is men for you doing stuff for the plot.
I
Listen,
mean,
ask
that
yourself
makes.
who is the messiest person you know. It's a man.
You heard him?
Thank you. That clears what you've been saying about women being chatty.
He
Thank
says
you.
that men are men.
They
That's
are,
why
and
I
they
needed you
got
on here. That's why I needed you on here. But that's all I wanted. I wanted to see, like, where it's the plot. They just want to say, like, I can get her number, but I don't have to use it.
Exactly.
It's fucking ridiculous.
But is it a really reward if you just got her number and you didn't do nothing else after that? Like, what is the accomplishment
But,
after that?
yeah, I ain't forgot. I still have an episode loaded eventually.
Well, Britt is doing a great job. I don't know. She might be the new person to slide on the little, podcast. You met my cousin Mark. Have you met Mark?
I think I met Mark.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Landra's cool with her, so she might be in the family. Yeah, that's a good sign.
That's the toughest one to get by.
The toughest. Oh, and she.
You were top two.
Yeah, cause I'm much nicer than that. Don't play. Like much nicer than her. But yeah, that's all I wanted. I'll let you get back to your game.
Okay, I'll holler.
Alrighty, love you.
Okay, love you too.
Bye.
Aw, see, close knit family. Love it. Love to see it.
Very much so. He in Chicago.
Oh, that's the cousin that's in Chicago.
Yeah, that's Nandra's brother, Mark.
Ah, are you still gonna go out there?
I don't know. It's getting close to that marathon. It's gonna be expensive.
But Chicago.
If I was gonna go, I was gonna go when I took PTO. But I don't know. I know my family is going out there in October.
Ooh, I think that's the marathon time too.
I don't think that, because I think the marathon is October 6th or something.
I think so, and that means the hotels are going to be pricey.
Very much so. So so they just want to conquer, because I swear he did all of that,
but it just feels, in my opinion, it just feels like, what did you conquer? You just got the number. You didn't get the actual value. You just got the phone number. Is it just to say, like, I have it in my back pocket, and then, when I want to call her, I can? Like, I don't know. It's strange.
Very much so. And this is why I don't like people.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
That's very fair. But do you think dating is even worth it? With everything that we have to go through, everything we have to try to be, everything we have to navigate, all of the questions, all of this, all of that, do you think it's even worth it these days?
I also feel like people because we have social media and all these other things, dating apps, like I feel like everybody's trying to rush the process of getting to know somebody, dating the person. Like they want to jump right into, okay, getting your number, talk your ear off all day long or whatever, and then they want to jump into something. And it's like, I don't even know you. I haven't even determined if I like you. I don't know how you are in public because, maybe you're embarrassing. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of different things. I don't know how you act at a restaurant. All those little things. And I just feel like we're in such a instant. Everybody wants instant. And I'm not just putting it off on men, because it's also women too that want instant. And so I also feel like a lot of people end up dating people that they don't really like just because they want to be or have someone. Nobody wants to be alone. And I shouldn't say date, because I feel like a lot of people are not really dating.
What are they doing?
Jumping into each other. And that's it. With no title.
This is what I've always wanted people or men to understand. Just be honest. If I ask you what your intentions are, just be honest. Because if you just want to pop me, just say that. I might be into that. I might be in my popping season for sure. But to call me, take me on a few dates, buy me things, text me, show up sometimes, what am I supposed to think we're doing at that point? Just being friends?
Right. And then it gets confusing because if, you start to think you guys are together and then later on he's thrown in your face like we're not even together. And then you're like, but why are we doing everything like we are together?
I just had that situation. I and, and let me because he might watch this, and I
Tread lightly. Tread lightly. Don't say the name. Don't get too much details.
I met this guy. He actually worked at one of the buildings that I'm in charge of. He worked there, and when I first seen him, I was like, "Oh, he's attractive or whatever. Let's see what's up." So it was a minute before we even exchanged numbers and started talking and texting. And granted, like I think when we first started chatting, he was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I'm in a space to be dating, all that other stuff." Cool. Let's say he was honest about that. We went on a couple of dates. Um, we hung out for my birthday. I got a birthday gift. We would literally talk every single day, majority of the time, until we kind of got into it and we didn't talk. And I just didn't understand. Like, I get if you say, you know what, you're not in your season of dating, that's fine. That's cool.
But it sounded like he
But
was.
but why take me places? Why?
I think it
And we
all.
went to the iPick one time. The iPick.
Ooh, you guys
Why
need
do all?
the Magic Johnson. Y'all went to the eye.
We did do that one. We did do that one to see Sinners.
Okay, for the Black experience.
And he went and bought the tickets before it even started.
So I guess we have to ask, what does dating mean when you're dating, when you meet a guy? What does dating mean to you? Like, define dating, because maybe in his mind he doesn't feel like that's dating, but the way you're explaining what he was doing, it sounds like dating.
I mean, I don't even know how you categorize it, but besides dating, like if I if I didn't want to date someone, I'm not going to text them. I'm not going to call them. I'm not going to do all that, right?
Right. But at the same time, that's why I said we have to ask certain questions. That's just like I know I was jokingly saying it, but it's a legit question. Like when you ask guys, are they single? And then they say yes.
Britt,
And then you ask, is there someone that believes that they're in a relationship with you? Oh no.